Hi, my name's Alex Moore. Thanks very much for choosing a Boomerang Putting Professional. Today, it's going to be my pleasure to show you how to set up and get the most out of this unique putting system. I'm not going to teach you to putt on this DVD. What I am going to do is show you how to set up your boomerang correctly, so that every time you use it, you'll get a quality lesson and quality feedback. Having said that, I will of course be giving you some tips based on the boomerang technique to help speed up your progress toward consistent line and distance control. But before we start, the first thing I need you to do is find a totally flat place to practice. Your practice area needs to be completely flat, because it's only when you can discount all other variables and repeat a perfectly straight putt that you can examine your stroke under a microscope with the boomerang. If you want to test how suitable your surface is, you can use a ball in the boomerang's target like a spirit level to find if it's really flat, and not just the part under the boomerang, but you should test everywhere the ball will be rolling too. If you've also got a Carnoustie tournament mat, now's the time to prepare it before use. First, unroll it, then roll it in the opposite direction and unroll it again. Repeat the process a few times to break your carpet's memory. Then lie it down for a few minutes to settle. This is a piece of standard living room carpet that I had bound and I used for putting demonstrations. You can see that it's pretty fluffy and pretty slow. I recommend a Carnoustie mat because the alternative for most people is their living room carpet, which usually stimps at about 6 or 7 and is too slow to get a stroke in shape for summer. This is a section of a dedicated golf putting mat. It's got a backing on it. I spent just under $200 for a 3 feet by 12 foot section of this mat. But again, it's just too slow. You'll find most dedicated golf putting mats running at 7 or sometimes 8 on the stimp meter. So if you want to become a good fast green putter, you'll give yourself a real head start by finding something fast to practice on. Something like a Carnoustie mat. Our Carnoustie mat stimps at 11.5, which is perfect for tournament practice. And although I could rattle on about how beautifully it rolls the ball, how convenient it is, and how it creates visual points of reference all the way to the target, you're about to find all that out for yourself. With your surface and/or mat under control, let's turn our attention to the business end of the deal, your new Boomerang Putting Professional. Its simple appearance belies its ingenious function. Flip your boomerang over and select Level 1. This will let us start off with a few finesse putts before moving on to something more challenging. This level represents a putt you should expect to make more often than not on the course. Next, dial in the optimum target depth for Level 1. You're trying to make a lip that's deep enough to catch a ball released an inch into the target, but which releases anything beyond that point. The bad news is, this isn't going to make it very easy for most people to catch the ball. That will come with practice. The good news is, it will make it easier to release the ball once you do catch it. Remember my golden rule: the easier you make it to catch the ball, the harder you'll make it to release. Remember too that this is my most challenging boomerang yet, and I didn't design it to be easy. No one, I guarantee no one is getting 15 in a row on this little beastie. Let's start putting. But I want you to ignore the catch and release challenge at the moment. Just set yourself up as close to the boomerang as you need to, so you get the ball back to your feet every time. You can move further away from the boomerang as your line control gets better. But right now, the idea is to use your boomerang to build your confidence, and that just won't happen if you're missing the device altogether. So be realistic about your abilities and stand wherever you can repeatedly hit the target so the ball comes back to you. Now consider what kind of putter you'll be using. This is my new boomerang putter, the Easy 3, and I've really been looking forward to putting it through its paces. In fact, I don't think I've ever been so excited about testing a putter as I am at this very moment. You see, this is the putter I've hit a million practice putts working toward and spent the last 10 years dreaming about. Well, first of all, it has a totally flat bottom. This means that when you rest it on the ground, it only has one resting position. And in this resting position, it creates neutral hands. So from that single resting position, you now have a choice of 3 different eye positions. And if you position your eyes correctly, all you will see is the oval. As soon as your eyes are out of whack, you'll start to see a little bit of the sides. But as long as your eyes are over the ball, you will be looking straight down and straight through that tube. This is the most user-friendly putter that I've ever seen. And although it's been more than a million putts in the making, she's finished now. And isn't she gorgeous? The Easy 3 is a face-balanced, 325-gram slice of heaven on a stick. Okay, here's a scenario. Let's say I've not played golf for 2 months, which is true. I've not been near a set of golf clubs. I've not been near my putter, a boomerang, anything. And I've got 5 minutes to prepare for my monthly medal. What do I do?
Well, fortunately I have a boomerang, and in the little time I've got, I plan to use it to build my confidence, and when I'm done, I expect to know where the ball is going and along what line it will travel. So let's get cracking. While I'm practicing, let me ask you what you consider the single most important thing is in putting. If you said returning the putter to square at impact, give yourself a pat on the back. But if you added being able to do it consistently under pressure, then pack your bags because you're heading for the advanced class.